pin my link, and then it's go time.
But yeah, so while we're getting started, right? Shout out to the original Woman X
And
over
we got
here.
Letitia over here with us too.
I have wanted to. My son and I were talking this morning, and for those of you guys who have kids, or for those of you guys who are big kids like me, there was this cartoon called Ni Hao Kai Lan. I don't know if y'all
Oh
remember it,
yeah, I remember
right? It was a little Chinese girl, and she had like little animal friends, and they always was doing something. And they had this one character named Rintu. He was like a tiger. I'm not gonna lie, Rintu was like my
that. That's a
favorite
man.
character. He was like the most about it,
Rambunctious.
like he was about all the smoke,
Yes.
crushing
Crushing
the
it.
competition, right? So then at the end, I don't know for you guys, I grew up very athletic. So at the end, when I win, I'm gonna talk shit, right? I'll be like, yay, I won. So that's what Rintu would do. He'd be like, yeah, I won. I'm better than everybody. And he's like going in. And then Nihal, Kylan is
You made him
like,
feel bad about that.
Rintu's making everyone feel bad by bragging about it. So I used to tell my son, he was little at the time. Yeah, but society would have us to believe that it's not okay. You shouldn't do that. All this other good stuff. And I'm like, no. If you are, and that goes for anything in your life, if you crush your competition, it's okay to brag on yourself. You doctor. I can't, if Dwayne was a doctor and I say, oh, hi, Mr. Hall. So why is
Mm,
it not okay to brag on himself if they competed in a sport or something and they won? Give me my rights.
exactly. But
I just wanted to touch on that because I thought that was really funny.
mm, be small.
Mm,
Be small. Make yourself small. Don't dare make yourself big. Make yourself small. I do not subscribe to that. If you've put in the work and you've earned it,
yeah,
then you should be proud of your accomplishments.
absolutely. And what's crazy is that my son, who's 17, I'm talking to him about it, and he's like, yeah. Yeah, he's agreeing with me. He's like, yeah, like that's a good thing. I'm like, yeah, I taught you well. So I just wanted to just touch on that really quickly because I thought that was like really, really funny. And I'm like, yeah, and it's funny, they don't even have that show on the air anymore.
Nope.
So I thought
So,
that was funny.
but yeah, yeah, and then that's not okay. That's not okay, man. Like, listen, you take the drive and the ambition out of the ones that want to push themselves harder. If what's the point of me? I'm competitive. So what's the point of me pushing myself harder if I still get the same results as everybody else?
Mediocrity. That's what they
Right.
pushing
So
for.
exactly. So it sets a low bar, right? It sets a very low bar. But let's go ahead and get into it because one of these things is got a couple minutes on it, right? So we're gonna go ahead and get into it today. Um, wow. Who do we? You know what? Should I even hold off on introductions or should I just do the introductions
I
now?
mean, we could do
Let's
introductions
do the
now.
introductions now. All right. So you want to do it today? Let's put some feminine energy on.
It's so funny you said that because the other two, they're not here yet. They was like, we should do a Wealthy Women's Wednesday. And I said, well, we can't do a Wealthy Women's Wednesday. I said, because we got a man in the room. I said, we could do like a separate one later on a Wednesday. So it's so funny that you just said that. Alignment. But yes, shout out to Maddie Harmony over here. Yes, Grand Rising, and all is well with us. Hope all is well with you as well. We are Dwayne and Chanel Hall, Power Couples in Business. We are financial coaches, business coaches. We're parents. We're community activists. We help families to build and protect the wealth that they have, or protect and then build the wealth that they have. And we are the host of our Wealthy Wednesday episodes.
Yes, indeed. Couldn't have said it better. Now let me go ahead and pass the mic to Shane. Shane, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
introduce myself a different way, because I feel like when I make that introduction, people only associate me with just getting their taxes done and nothing else more. And it's more that I do than just that. So I changed my intro to incorporate a little bit more what I do so you guys get a better understanding. So yes, the name of my business is Profit First Taxes, but that's just the name. It's more to it than just that. So I do help individuals and businesses with planning, and so the normal things that I normally say, so that you don't have to worry about owing taxes when it's time to file your taxes. And we do preparation throughout the year. But in addition to that, I also help you with financial services to help you to balance your books. If you're business owners, help you to manage your money with budgeting, whether you're business owners or not. Because in order for you to be successful in life, you have to have a balanced bank account, or to be able to at least pay for the things that you need when you need them, and save for rainy days. So those are some of the things that I help businesses to do, in addition to help you with your mindset, to help you become better with money. I know we had conversations previously where we talked about how relationships with money, and that is something that I also help people with, which, in the upcoming weeks, I'm going to be having a mastermind on that, getting better with money, so that you can be better with your finances. So that is my intro today, and I think I'm actually going to incorporate that as my new intro, because it's more to Profit First Taxes and Shame Negotiator besides just tax. And I pass back the mic.
Awesome, awesome.
All right, all right. So let's get into it today. I know we got Shawanda on stage, but Shawanda, she put in the chat that she got her hands full right now, so she's gonna listen for right now. We all business owners, so we take it as it comes. Sometimes it's not as straightforward as we plan it all the time.
Right.
All right, so let's get into it today. Today's topic is strong family units unprofitable for corporations.
Yes.
Now, before we jump into the content that we're going to play today, let me let you know. Why isn't this doing it? There we go. All right. So, Kanisha, before we jump into that, we got Kanisha on stage. Let Kanisha go ahead and introduce herself and tell us who you are and how and what you do.
Unless she's probably.
Unless your hands are full.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to figure out how to get back so I can say unmute myself. I am Kanisha Stanton, also known as the Financially Chic Lady, and I help individuals get a money makeover. I'll go into more detail about that later, but I don't want to take up too much time because I'm late. So I'm gonna hand it back over to y'all.
Awesome.
Awesome. All right, so family, today we getting into it. I'll repeat it again. Today's topic is strong family units unprofitable for corporations. And I do want to point out one thing before we jump into today's content. The United States is a corporation. All right, so Miss Hall, you got something for us? What you got for us?
We're gonna play a video real quick. And yeah, you guys listen and then give us your feedback. For those of you guys who are in the chat, put it in the chat. For those of you guys on the stage, unmute. So I'm just gonna play the video real quick.
TikTok rules like if you get the woman out of the house and working, then you're going to increase the tax because people are making more money now, and so they're taxed more. So the governments are making more money, and then you're killing two birds with one stone because now you're separating the man and the wife. So the man has less authority over the wife, and they're more separated. They're not as bonded. They're not as close together. And then you also send off your kids to school. So the family is separate, and when the family is independent, the family is not strong. They're easier to control. They're easier to manipulate, and the government makes more money off of it. So the idea of me working really hard, making a bunch of money, keeping my wife at home, keeping us close, and then she's with the kids, she's close to the kids, and she's programming the kids. The government does not like that because the government does not get to push what they want to my kids. They make less money because my wife doesn't work, and we're just stronger and more resilient towards them. They don't like that. So that's what I'm doing. I saw this
Let it
thing
play
on
one more
TikTok where it was
time.
like, if you get the woman out of the house and working, then you're going to increase the tax because girls are making more money now, and so they're taxed more. So the governments are making more money, and then you're killing two birds with one stone because now you're separating the man and the wife. So the man has less authority over the wife, and they're more separated. They're not as bonded. They're not as close together. And then you also send off your kids to school. So the family is separate, and when the family is independent, the family is not strong. They're easier to control. They're easier to manipulate, and the government makes more money off of it. So the idea of me working really hard, making a bunch of money, keeping my wife at home, keeping us close, and then she's with the kids, she's close to the kids, and she's programming the kids. The government does not like that because the government does not get to push what they want to my kids. Sure. They make less money because my wife doesn't work, and we're just stronger and more resilient towards them. They don't like that. So that's what I've heard.
Yes.
Yes.
Now let's talk about it, y'all. We're getting into it this Wealthy Wednesday, man. We are getting into it. Really?
Yeah, I couldn't even change. It was the same thing for me. It sounded really muffled, so I couldn't even hear.
All right, let's try that one more time. Hold on
Yeah.
1 second. We're gonna try to see if we can fix that. All right, go ahead. One more again, Miss Hall.
I'm gonna play it one more time for the people on Clubhouse.
On TikTok, where it was like, if you get the woman out of the house and working, then you're going to increase the tax because girls are making more money now, and so they're taxed more.
All right, sound check. Did y'all hear that clearer?
Yes.
All right, good.
So the governments are making money, and then you're killing two birds with one stone because now you're separating the man and the wife. So the man has less authority over the wife, and they're more separated. They're not as bonded. They're not as close together. And then you also send off your kids to school. So the family is separate, and when the family is independent, the family is not strong. They're easier to control. They're easier to manipulate, and the government makes more money off of it. So the idea of me working really hard, making a bunch of money, keeping my wife at home, keeping us close, and then she's with the kids, she's close to the kids, and she's programming the kids. The government does not like that because the government does not get to push what they want to my kids. Sure. They make less money because my wife doesn't work, and we're just stronger and more resilient towards them. They don't like that. So that's what I've heard. I saw this thing on TikTok where I was like,
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Letitia on IG says that it sounds good, but hey, family, you know what they've been doing. You already know what they've been doing. They mess with the audio qualities and all that stuff. So, hey, we gonna get around it so that we can get the information out. But that right there, let's have a discussion on that information first.
I want to hear what they got to say. I want to hear what the people got to say.
Yes.
Peoples, what y'all got to say?
to my round table, those who are here to talk, tell me. And if you're on IG and you want to join this conversation, hit the little camera button with the plus sign in it, and you can come on stage. And we were definitely open to hearing your contribution. All right. And if you're on Clubhouse, you want to come to the stage and offer your input, just press the raise hand button. But you have to have a picture and a profile. All right, so let's go ahead and get it started. Anybody want to open it up with the feedback off of this?
Yes.
Are they messing with our stuff again?
I guess ain't nobody doing it.
Oh man, sound check. Do we have connection? See, nobody want to tell me if anybody want to go first, right?
We got connection.
Okay, there we go. All right. You hear me good.
All right, we gonna kick it off.
We gonna kick it off because everybody quiet.
Right.
Quiet about it. All right. I heard no lies. Did you hear any lies, Miss Hall?
Nope.
No lies told. Right. Divide and conquer. Right. We look at family life or lack thereof that's going on in our communities today, and we wonder, like, how did it get this way? Right? How did it get this way? But we had strong family units. And now those strong family units are broken to pieces. Now we have a bunch of dysfunctional individuals that are not happy with the way that we're living right now. Right? So how did that happen? He told a lot of truths. Because when Chanel had a job and I had a job, this is how we had to do it. I had to work overnights and she worked 9 to 5 so that somebody would always be there with the children. So she would drop them to school and I would pick them up. Right? Now, we passing each other like ships in the night because when I'm at home, she's at work and vice versa. And then when we do have a little bit of time together, we rushing to spend time together. But you end up spending more time with the people at your job than you do with your spouse. There's something wrong with that,
Mm-hmm.
right? But we've been conditioned that it's normal because we don't have anything else to really weigh it against, right? And go ahead, Miss Hall.
So yeah, I have wanted to chime in because as he was breaking it down, the first thing he said was that women get paid more than men. So from a financial standpoint, he's saying so because they get paid more than men, they're going to pay more in taxes. So the government is collecting more taxes from the women. Now,
I didn't hear that part.
yeah, that's what he said in the beginning. We talked about taxes. I think when it
Oh,
first
okay.
started.
No, I heard the part about the taxes. I didn't hear when he said women get paid more than men.
So okay, so now you have the woman, she's working, now she's paying taxes. The husband's paying taxes, now the woman is paying taxes.
Right.
Whereas before, when when one spouse was at home and one spouse was working, the one spouse who was working was the only one paying taxes. Now both spouses are working, now both of them paying taxes.
Yes.
So that's the first thing that I heard was like, oh, Uncle Sam is always going to find a way to come get their money.
Yep.
And then next, then of course, now, when the wives was at home, more times than not, they were being more hands-on with the children's education and their learning. And we had less children being delinquent.
Yes.
When both parents, one was home and one was working, because the parents was more involved. Now with the mother, being out to work and things like that, we have to send our children to school. But we all know that the school systems, especially in the Black communities, are not the greatest. So the school systems are now parenting, quote unquote, our children, and the children are now acting out. Now you have more children being delinquent because the schools don't love the children the way the parents love the children. It's not the same. They say teachers tend to gravitate to the children who remind them of their family. So if the students and the teachers don't look alike, what do you think their dynamic is going to be? It's going to be hostile. It's going to be uncomfortable, and it's just a whole slew of problems that arise from children from both parents working and the children now having to go out to school. I'm going to pause there because there's some more stuff that I heard in the video, but those were like my top two that I heard that I wanted to address.
Go ahead. We got Kanisha just unmuted.
If I could just take it a step further from what, or piggyback off of what Chanel said, you think about it, because you went off on from the child standpoint, but think about it from the couple standpoint, right? So if like in you guys' situation, they were working opposite schedules, and I believe that one of the number one causes of divorce is lack of communication. And so if we're working opposite schedules, we're probably not communicating, and if we're not communicating, one or both are left to make decisions without the other one, in which case can lead to a divorce. Now you take the father figure out of the home because he's normally the one that leaves the home. So now you take the father figure out of the home, again, going back to that acting out in school, even acting out at home, things like that. So again, breaking up the family. And now they're both forced to probably not just have one job, but two jobs to make up for that lack of income that was in the home prior to.
So now you've got two jobs. So now, does Uncle Sam make more money off you or less money? Right? Of course. Now they're making more money because they got two people out there working twice as hard now. Right? And that does not benefit the family unit. That benefits the corporations, the government. It doesn't benefit us as people, as individual family units. Like it doesn't. And what is a family unit? Well, the family unit is the atom that makes up the community, right? So if the family unit is broken, then there is no community. Right. So this is something that we really got to think about, because it really touched me and Chanel in a personal way, because we started homeschooling our children in 2016. And in 2016, they was trying to leave my son back. I remember it. It was my oldest. They were trying to say that, he needed to be left back and all this stuff. After we discovered that he was going through a lot of trauma at school at the hands of people that don't look like us. You understand? So we're like, nah, hold up. We're not gonna sit here on our hands and watch this happen to our son. I mean, and believe me, we not the type of parents to keep our mouth shut because we
We about all the smoke.
yeah, with certain situations where it could have went a different way, but
But we have to move some furniture.
we was not willing to go silently tonight. Just put it at that, right? And eventually we's like, you know what? It's insanity to keep our children in this system, especially after we had made it to a point where we had broken free from having jobs. Our business had grown to a point where we fired the bosses. So we 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 looked at the system that they were in, and what's the product of that system to create someone who is going to go be a good employee. And we didn't want them to be employees. We wanted them to be employers, right? So we pulled them out and we started homeschooling. Now, remember, I told you they wanted to leave my son back in 2016. He graduated high school last year in 2021 when he was 16. Yeah, he was 16 when he graduated. Graduated when he was 16, right? So, I mean, a home environment where mom is here and mom is more hands-on. I'm going to admit, Chanel is the hands-on one with the homeschooling, right? She takes lead on that, which is normal. I mean, mom is the first teacher. Mom is the first teacher. So, and the more that we go down this path, the more we see like it makes so much sense because as business owners now, right? As business owners, allow my wife to work from home or to be home in the house while I'm working from home. We spending way more time together. So there's way more intimacy and closeness in our relationship. Like Kanisha said, the communication level has increased tremendously, right? And which creates for a healthier home environment.
Yeah, because when we were both working opposite shifts, I'm not gonna lie to y'all,